Good morning, everyone. How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. I hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone's doing fine. Thank you so much for joining me this morning, guys, on this Thursday morning, guys. How you all doing? I hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much, guys. Before I start, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new, if you're lurking in the background, and please try and smash a like on the video, guys. If you could possibly do that for me, that'd be absolutely fantastic. That'd be swell. I haven't heard that word in a while. That would be swell, wouldn't it? Absolutely. Now, guys, let's get straight into it. Manchester United, starting with the Mbeumo deal, guys. This Mbeumo deal is almost, we can almost touch it. We can taste it. At the end of the day, look, you know what? This Mbeumo deal, the deal could be done today. It could be a here we go today, guys. It could be. It should be. We were expecting a here we go yesterday. Many outlets said there will be a here we go yesterday. But you know what? We're waiting today now. Today. It's got to be today. We have to have the here we go. Before I fly out tomorrow, we have to have the here we go today. So Mbeumo, Man United, Fabrizio Romano, do the here we go for old Sal, would ya? Will be absolutely fantastic. So we can get this one through the door. Mbeumo should be a Manchester United player next season, which will be absolutely fantastic. Can't wait for it, guys. Really looking forward to it, to be honest with you guys. And with Manchester United next season, I know I'm sounding a little bit overly zealous. It is Thursday morning, you know what I mean? And, you know, this is how we do things on here. A little bit more positive than usual, but you know what? This is how we do. Big up everyone who's joined me today. Thank you so much who's joined me today. You absolute legends. Let me just click that on. There you go to see all your comments. But big up. Look, barring something miraculous, Mbeumo will be a Manchester United player next season. And I'm delighted with that. But obviously, we know in all seriousness, this is just the start of what we need. Man United need another wing back. Man United need a midfielder. Man United need a goalkeeper. And Man United need a striker, as we all know. But Mbeumo coming through, it does signify a strong, starting to build a very strong attacking force. Probably one of the most underrated attacking lineups there is, probably next season, probably with Mbeumo and Cunha, you know, and it just needs that striker, doesn't it? Speaking of strikers, Gyokeres, apparently he has spoken and said he wants to move to Manchester United. He's open to a move to Manchester United. Guys, what do you guys make of that? Would you still accept Gyokeres back at Manchester United, despite all the rumours that have been circulating over this number of weeks in regards to, I want Champions League football, I want Arsenal. What do you think about that? Do you agree with that? Do you agree with him changing his stance? Everyone can change, right? Let me tell you something about football, right? There are many players that have signed for Man United that, you know what, Man United weren't their first choice, and we wouldn't even batted an eyelid. We wouldn't have even said nothing. For example, Bruno Fernandes. If Bruno Fernandes was wanted by a major club in Europe like Real Madrid, do you think he would have came to Man United, who was struggling at the time? I do not think so, guys. Absolutely. So, you know what? People deserve chances. Football is not all about it. Look, what we have to understand is this, right? Not for all footballers. Footballers don't support Manchester United. There's many footballers who play for us who don't support Man United. Probably none of those players in that football team right now support Manchester United. That's what we have to understand. We have to understand that, you know, Gyokeres supports his own football team. He's his own man. And, you know, this is business at the end of the day. We have to understand that. As much as we don't like to admit, this is business. This is the way business is. You know, this is the way these players are. This is the way they are. They're all about themselves now, their own brand, you know, what they get in regards to the contract, etc. But if Gyokeres says that I'm up for going to Manchester United, which he, I mean, evidently has, I would say, yeah, bring it on. Bring it on. I mean, maybe, just maybe he likes the fact that Mbeumo and Cunha are going to be playing for Man United next season. Maybe he thinks, oh, I wouldn't mind some of that. I wouldn't mind playing in front of Mbeumo and Cunha. That would be lovely and sweet, wouldn't it? How far are we with that deal then? If Gyokeres says yes to Manchester United, how far will we be? You know how it is with Man United. It's going to go on to the end of July, isn't it? To be honest with you, it took how many days to get the Mbeumo deal over the line? Almost still hasn't been. Here we go, but we're hoping that we get that very soon. How many days did it take to get the Mbeumo deal over the line? Very long, of course, guys. Let's read some of your comments, guys. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone, of course. Big up John O'Connor. Gyokeres to yes, please. Big up Paul. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. In Amram we trust. Big up Amir. Big up Timo. What's going on, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Good to see Timo in the house. And good morning, Bill. What's going on, brother? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Mark, good morning, you legend. What's going on, mate? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you as well. Hope you're blessed. Big up Amir. Good to see you, bruv. Kevin, Victor Gyokeres, hope he comes to Manchester United. Kevin, you know what? There's going to be conflicting arguments in regards to Gyokeres. Some people are going to be saying that, oh, you know what he said, what he done, I am saying no. I don't want him at the football club after what he done. Disrespect. Let me tell you something. It's not like the old days, guys. I tell you that right now. None of these players really give a damn about Man United's heritage or love Man United the way we love Man United. And I'm going to just clear that up right now. Players will play for Man United. Players will give their all for Man United. But love Man United, you know, like we do. A lot of these players, unfortunately, as much as we like to think they do, I mean, maybe in the past they did, but these days I'm afraid that they don't. They don't love Man United like we do, sadly. And to be honest with you, I don't mind as long as they give 100% for the cause, 100% for the football club, you know, and don't down tool and stuff like that, which we've seen evidently over the last few years. Big up Kenny K. What's going on? Kenny Fan, what's going on? Gyokeres may have done a universe on Asna. This is what I said, guys. This is what I said. Do you know what I mean? The rumors that have been spreading, like, you have to take it with a pinch of salt. You have to. Like, Gyokeres to Manchester United has been always a possibility. Let me tell you right now, it's always been generally a 50-50 possibility that Gyokeres is signed for Man United. It did go down to about 30, was it 30-70? It did go about that when they was talking about Arsenal. But Gyokeres has always been in the picture. Look, I know there are a lot of content creators out there and stuff like that who want to be first, who want to claim this, who want to claim that, living in Thailand, not knowing nothing about Man United, but just pretending that they are Man United fans just to get clout and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But there are many fake journalists out there who are not real. And I would tell you that. So what I would say is this. I will only report the truth on this channel. Gyokeres, and I have many friends who play for Coventry City who have played with Gyokeres. So Gyokeres is a very outspoken individual who has his own, he does his own thing. He doesn't get run by his agent. His agent, however, would love him to move to like Asna or something like that he would. But obviously, with Arsenal signing Sesko, this has left the ball in Man United's court in regards to Gyokeres, because I cannot see Arsenal signing Gyokeres and signing Sesko. I don't think one of those players is going to be on the bench, considering they got Odegaard and Saka, etc. So I would say that Gyokeres choosing Man United. I don't care if he's where his second choice. I'll be honest, guys. I don't care. Obviously, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you be thinking about your career? If you were 26, 27 years old, wouldn't you be thinking about your career? Wouldn't you be thinking about, well, I'm 27 years old, I need to play in the Champions League? Wouldn't you think like that? You know, that's the argument I would have, you know, in regards to that. So I would open arms accept Gyokeres at Manchester United. And you know what, I wouldn't hold too much into what happened before. Even though, look, like the thing is, we don't even know if what was said was the truth, do we? At the end of the day, a lot of the stuff came from the agent. That agent. Obviously, there's news about Pedro Mendes, the super agent who has been looking after Gyokeres over this last couple of weeks. So that could be a factor. Maybe he's whispered in his ear. Maybe you should go to Manchester United, the project they're building, etc. You know what? Come to Man United. I believe if Gyokeres comes to Manchester United, up front with Cunha and Mbeumo behind him, I think Man United could be powerful next season. I'm telling you right now. Man United could be a machine next season. Subject to popular belief, Man United are not that far away. I know we came 15th in the league, but obviously we were thinking about Europa League and stuff like that. But it does just take a spark to ignite something amazing, doesn't it? At the end of the day. Big up Ashik. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. If it's true, Gyokeres wants United, and let him come and say, tired of all this shit show up and shown shit. Yeah, look, you know what? One thing I would say is that we call this this period of the season silly season, don't we? We call it silly season for a reason. And there's always going to be people who are pretending to be journalists out there who want to be right because they want clout and stuff like that. There are many, guys. There are many. And what they do is they announce deals in regards to deals that are most probable to happen. And then they act like we're the ones who announced it and things like that. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, absolutely not, to be honest. And it is an absolute mockery. As you know, I'm friends with obviously Ben Jacobs and people like that. I know about deals. I've been in the business a long time. I've had James Robson on the show, the Daily Telegraph. I've had Jamie Jackson. I've had a lot of people I speak. I've spoken to Fabrizio Romano, and the thing is that, there's a lot of people out there who want to be these journalists. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that I'm a journalist because I'm not. I'm a music manager. I was in the music industry for 20 years. I gained my contacts from working in the music industry alongside people from Universal Records and etc. guys. So, and then I obviously got to meet various journalists and got to meet ex-footballers and things like that, when I was doing music parties and things like that, performances and things like that. And that's how I got to know certain people within the industry. Now, it took me years to do that, literally 20 years to do that. And you know what, when I see people who've got a platform like, for example, Twitter or X, or they've got a YouTube channel, I think that, come on, mate, we all know you're bluffing, mate. Stop it. I've been speaking about this for weeks. Look, you're bluffing, mate. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and it's just the chances in the industry. But one thing we're going to say in a positive light is that whatever happens, if Man United sign Gyokeres in Mbeumo, man, it's all about the football club at the moment. Because I come on this show hoping that Man United get the deals done, and so we can go into next season and not have to suffer like we did last season. Because at the end of the day, I don't just appear on transfer windows. I love this football club, and hopefully next season Man United will, improve significantly, and I believe they will improve significantly. I absolutely do. Dabizas, good morning. How you doing, my friend? I'll be doing well. I heard that Liverpool has also entered the race for Gyokeres. Now, Liverpool have entered the race for everyone. Look, we always have to be wary about Liverpool because Liverpool have this unlimited funds all of a sudden. They got this unlimited fund bucket. I don't know what's going on. They are also very interested in Isaac. So Isaac is top of their priority list at the moment, Isaac. So they want Isaac. Whatever player they get, if they got Isaac or Gyokeres, they're going to be very strong next season, regardless what it is. But Liverpool always going to be a danger. This is why you can't snooze and lose. This is why in football, 1 week can change the whole picture of everything. Last week we were saying, F Gyokeres and this and that. This week we're saying, well, he wants to come to Man United. We're going to welcome him with open arms. What we have to understand is that if Man United don't act quickly and get this Mbeumo deal done and move on to Gyokeres, there's only so long these players are going to wait for us, isn't it? So we have to get a move on. Hesty, good morning. How you doing, my friend? Mbeumo's request to do that medicals at United, is it done yet? Not done yet. Hesty, the Mbeumo medical is not done yet. We have to agree. It has to be all announced and stuff like that. But the Mbeumo deal will be done. It is said that Mbeumo is forcing the move. He's pushing the move and telling them to hurry the bloody hell up, basically, in my old English slang. Hurry the bloody hell up. You know what I mean? And he wants to get it done. And I don't blame him because obviously he wants to know what he's doing next season. He wants to prepare himself for next season. And for me, that shows professionalism. That shows someone who's eager to prove himself at Manchester United. That shows me that he really wants to play for this football club. And that's what I like. I like that as well. Not every player is going to be like that, unfortunately. Not every player is going to be that. But Mbeumo's of a certain age that he remembers Manchester United. Do you know what I mean? Even though he was probably, a few years old when we won the double Premier League and Champions League double in 2008, probably is the most he can remember. He knows what Manchester United is about. And that's what I admire about certain players, just like Cunha. When Cunha came to Man United, he was mentioning about Wayne Rooney and players like that. That sends a signal to me so that, this guy loves the club. This guy knows the club. He wants to play for the football club at the end of the day. So delighted. Kenny, what's going on, my friend? I'll be doing well. Morning, legends. Can't wait to see Mbeumo and Ahmad ripping it up the right wing. Man, it's going to be dangerous. It's going to be dangerous, but not for us, for them. It's going to be very dangerous, of course. I'm looking forward to it. I'm interested. I'm intrigued to know what Ruben Amorim is going to do next season with this amount of attacking prowess that we're going to have, of course. Of course, we're short of number 9s, and I think Man United do need to bring in a number 9, and hopefully they will bring in Gyokeres, Hopefully they will bring in a striker anyway. Rasmus, obviously, it's up in the air in regards to Rasmus. Many people not feeling Rasmus, to be honest with you, I don't know. Does Rasmus deserve another chance? You know what? I'm going to write a poll, guys. I'm going to write a poll now, okay? I'm going to write a poll. Does Rasmus deserve another chance? So let me write this poll up. I'm going to write this. So does Rasmus deserve another chance? Let's have a look. Let me just do this. Let me just see. Once it loads up, I'm going to do the poll. Okay, so let's start this poll. Does Rasmus deserve another chance? Okay. Yes. No. Loan. Yes, no, and loan. So loan is basically Loan is basically basically. So obviously that is what it is. So loan is like like that sort of thing, of course. Absolutely. Margot's TalkSport's not reliable at all. TalkSport, yeah, well, we have to wait and see that. Lots of people, not only TalkSport, lots of people are reporting it now. So let's wait and see. Of course. Kepa, Norgard, and Zubi, I think if I was Gyokeres, I'll be thinking twice. Timo, big up yourself. What, you mean you're thinking twice about going to Arsenal or thinking twice about going to Man United, Timo? What do you think? At the end of the day, Arsenal don't really win anything, do they? You know what I mean? Arsenal have lost Thomas Partey, of course. I mean, there was obviously talk about Thomas Partey coming to Man United. Would you take Thomas Partey at Man United? I mean, not for me, guys. I'm sorry, guys, but I think he's a very good player. I do, but I just don't think we should be going after that deal, to be honest with you. Why hasn't Thomas Partey signed a new contract at Man United? Big up, Timo. Hope you're doing well. Big up yourself. Thank you, mate. Good evening, guys. Good evening, Toby. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, of course. Big up, Toby. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you so much. Hesty, which source about Gyokeres so said United TalkSport has spoken about? But there are a number of TalkSport. There are a number of journalists out there that have been reporting it as well after them and stuff. So look, let me just tell you this right now. Whilst he has not signed a deal for Arsenal or any other football club, Victor Gyokeres could become a Man United player. It's still a possibility. That's what we have to remember. What journalist reports this? What journalist reports that? I'm very interested to know why a bid for Gyokeres has not gone in. You know, and I've said that from the beginning. I'm also interested to know if there was this kind of beef or this fallout between Gyokeres and obviously the Sporting Lisbon. Then why was it fallout when Arsenal were willing to pay the money and he wanted to go to Arsenal? Because he could have just went to Arsenal then, isn't it? At the end of the day. So that's very interesting to me. So this saga, I should say, you know, it's been very, I've been thinking about it a lot about, like, you know, I mean, shouldn't he be at Arsenal right now? Shouldn't there be more news about Arsenal? I know there's certain content creators who love Arsenal, who are reporting Arsenal. He's in for Arsenal. Who talk about Arsenal all day. But that, you know, what I'm saying is that there is still a possibility. There's still a possibility that this could happen. You know, and whilst he's not signed a contract for any other football club, I'm not going to jump the gun and say that he's never going to sign for Man United, even though I'm still very conflicted about it. You know, I don't care what was said. I don't care what was rumored to be said. If he signs for Man United, I'm going to support him with everything. I'm going to be supporting him. Absolutely. And I'll be like, yes, great signing. Let's move. You know what I mean? I'll be like that. But what I would say is that until he has signed for anyone, I think we should keep our feet on the ground and not overreact and not over be pessimistic in regards to the signing, because it could still possibly happen, of course. Thank you so much, Toby. Big up Hesty. Big up everyone. Timo, have him here without a doubt. Timo, I would have him here tomorrow. If I could possibly have him here tomorrow, I would have him here tomorrow. That'd be absolutely fantastic. You know what I mean? Hope. But the problem is we all know that Man United are going to be dragging at this deal, dragging it out to the end of July, maybe August. And you know what? It's disappointing. But if we get him in the door, through the door, first game against Arsenal. Oh, God. Can you imagine the first game against Arsenal? Gyokeres against Arsenal. Will it be Gyokeres against Arsenal or Gyokeres against Man United? What will it be, guys? It's very, very interesting, isn't it? At the end of the day, absolutely. I wouldn't cut Gyokeres of Bartra. He's just after the money, mate. I don't know about that, Kenny. I don't know, Kenny. Look, one thing is for certain: most players are after the money, pal. Most of them are. Anyone who comes to Man United these days are after the money. You'll be lying. Manu hasn't signed a contract. He rejected the contract because he's after the money, isn't he? You know what I mean? So we have to understand that none of these players really truly love Manchester United. None of them. You know, Mbeumo may want to play for Man United. Is he evidently a Man United fan? Probably not. Cunha, the same. Probably not. You know, they're thinking of their own interest at the end of the day. Unfortunately, this is the way football is. This is the way football goes. This is the way the cookie crumbles these days, is that footballers are not interested in the club anymore. They might like the club, but they don't love the club like we do. They do love themselves, their own brand, their contracts. It's all about them, not what can benefit the football club, but what can benefit them. That's what you have to remember. Here comes boom, in boom, boom, boom. Everybody say, ayo, ayo. Absolutely. Big up yourself. Mbeumo. Absolutely. That's it. Morning, Stretford community. Onana should go. Luke Shaw and Mount 2. Afro Super, I agree with that, mate. Hopefully we can get rid of a couple of those. Onana is digging his heels in. Onana wants to stay at the football club. Look, do you blame him? At the end of the day, he's only wanted by Monaco right now. So do you blame Onana for wanting to leave the football club, to stay at the football club? I certainly don't. Playing for Man United is a big deal, regardless if we're in the Champions League or not. Playing for Man United is still a big deal, and having that... you know what it also is? You know, when you play for Man United, as opposed, no disrespect, but as opposed if you played for the likes of Monaco, for example, or Everton or Southampton or Fiorentina, for example, guys, for argument's sake, when you play for Man United, your social media presence increases tenfold. Your social media presence increases tenfold. So because of the egotistical side of many footballers in world football, they do love their own brand. So playing for Man United equals a very potent brand, doesn't it, at the end of the day? So many players don't want to leave Man United because at the end of the day, when a player signs for Man United, and I guarantee you, if Gyokeres and when Mbeumo sign for Man United, their following on social media, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, X, is going to times by quadruple like that, because that is the Manchester United effect. There's only a few clubs in the world that have this type of effect. And let's not underestimate how much these players love this type of thing. They love the fact that, yeah, I'm followed on social media and stuff like that. And most of these players are very potent on social media. As I've said many, many times, most of these players are potent on social media, just like this. I posted an image of Mr. Gyokeres, Mr. Mbeumo, guys. I posted an image of Mbeumo, and look who clicked like, guys. Mr. Mbeumo. They know about football and social media. So I posted that image of Mbeumo on Twitter, and he clicked a like on it. What does that tell you, guys? That tells you that, you know what? He's on social media, and they love their social media presence. This is why many players want to play for Manchester United as well. That is big part of it as well, guys. So very, very interesting. It's not just plain and simple, in absolutes and stuff like that. But these players, it's just like the same with Rasmus Højlund and Nana in the past. I've interacted with them in the past and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, look, this is a big deal why they want to play for Man United. Man United is the biggest club in the world. And that is what it is. One of the biggest clubs in the world, I should say. Of course. Not Bill. Not sure Arsenal system works for Gyokeres. I don't think any system works for a striker in their system. To be honest with you, I actually think that Sesko's going to struggle in their system. I really do. I mean, whatever happens. Personally, in regards to Arsenal, I don't think Arsenal's biggest problem is the striker. I'm going to say it like this, guys. I don't think Arsenal's problem is the striker. Arsenal's problem is this mentality. They think that they're going to sign a striker, and everyone believes simplistic beliefs that they're going to win the league because they signed a striker. It's not going to happen. Arsenal have a fundamental issue mentally. They don't have it up there, guys. Trust me on that, right? They are not as good as some people make out. They're a decent football team. And yes, in regards to the development, they are more ahead of us, much more ahead of us. We know that, but they are incredibly overrated as well. So at the end of the day, I don't think that any striker that comes into that Arsenal team right now is going to actually set the world alight and is going to contribute to Arsenal winning the league, in my opinion. Big up, Ranjit. I agree, my friend. Big up, big up, big up, my friend. Can United afford Gyokeres? We would have to sell Garnacho and Anthony. We can afford Gyokeres. We can. Don't fall for that old chestnut. I've said it many, many times. Man United have money. Just not forget Jim Ratcliffe was about to buy Chelsea for $4 billion. Don't fall for that one. What will be evident is that Man United will sell players, which obviously will help the cause, because Ineos are stingy. I'm not saying that Ineos don't. We can afford it. We can afford Gyokeres, but it's whether Ineos and the Glazers want to buy Gyokeres. It's whether they want to spend the money on Gyokeres. That's the thing. You know, at the end of the day, we do talk a lot of fibs. The football club do talk a lot of lies, in my opinion. Anyway, Ashik, Gyokeres had his heart on Arsenal since Arsenal was Sporting couldn't meet the deal. He wanted to join United. Is this a wise decision? Ashik, at the end of the day, none of these footballers, let me get it straight, as an Englishman born and raised in England, lived next to a football ground, knew a lot of footballers in my life, right? They don't care about the football club. They care, but they don't love the football club they play for. Let me tell you that right now, right? They don't love the football club. They pretend, right? So whether he rejected Man United or not, I don't really care, because at the end of the day, we signed many players in the past who have gone to Man United when it wasn't their first choice, right? For example, I said earlier, if Bruno Fernandes was wanted by Real Madrid when Bruno Fernandes signed for Man United, you think Bruno Fernandes would have signed for Man United? Did Di Maria want to play for Man United? You know? Mark, if Gyokeres joins, it's all about United and not about Gyokeres. That's the way it's all good. Absolutely. There you go. And Mbeumo is coming to United, so I'm very excited to see him play. Me too. Absolutely. I've been saying over a year now, it's a good option in our midfield, brings physicality and energy. No, Kenny. No. Kenny. Indeed, he's extremely injury prone. He's over the age as well. He's not done it for the last few years. He's not done it since 2018. Not very wise for Man United to go for that deal. Absolutely not. No. Natty, good morning, Sal. What kind of song you will be for Gyokeres if he comes? I gotta figure that one out, Natty. I gotta find out a song for Gyokeres. Definitely, you gotta come out with some solutions, guys. Absolutely, big up. Big up. Sal, someone wants to know your source. Funny people know when they ain't got current content creators yet. The question, a full-time content creator. Let me tell you something about me, Toby, and I'll tell them my source, right? I worked with a group called The Outlaws, which is Tupac. You know Tupac Shakur? He used to have a group called The Outlaws. In 1996 onwards, I've worked with them. I've also worked with D12 and 50 Cent and people like that in my life. But forget about name dropping and things like that. The music industry and the media industry are like this. They're intertwined. They're very close together because they're all run by the similar kind of people. And they're all into music and things like that. Fabrizio is a friend of Napoleon, which is obviously next outlaw of Tupac's Outlaws. They've met, they've interviewed each other, they've spoken to each other. That's how I got acquainted with Fabrizio. Also, I'm acquainted with other content creators, being obviously, other people who know who I am. I've worked with Ben Jacobs, of course, people know that. You know what I mean? I've also interviewed the likes of Jamie Jackson. People know that. I've been on this channel. I've also interviewed James Robson of The Telegraph. He's been on this channel as well. You know what I mean? Jason McAteer, BEN Sports. He's been on this channel. Tony Cotti. They've all been on this channel, guys. I've had a lot of people, as well as my music industry and my football history is matched together like that. I don't just sit on a stream from wherever I'm sitting and pretend I'm a journalist and pretend this and pretend that. Because to be honest with you, I hate rumors just like you. I used to be that guy who used to buy the newspaper in the morning, the Daily Mirror, and I used to look for transfers when I was young, right? I used to be always into transfers. There are many people out there who are little bit chancers. They're chancers, right? They're chancers. Some of them I've been on their channel and I've stopped going on their channel. You know who they are. They're chancers, right? But best of luck to them. It's a tough industry at the end of the day, especially if you're lying, But what I would do, I will get information and I will tell you guys whether that information comes true. It's another story, but the information will always be true. It will always be legit. For example, if Man United had 100 players on their transfer wish list, right? Many of those players won't sign for Man United, as we know, but it doesn't mean that they're not on Man United's transfer wish list. Do you know what I mean? If you know what I mean. Big up, Toby, my friend. Call me Sia. I think sales need to happen for Gyokeres deal to go through, bring him in. But then again, sales need to happen. Hugo Ekitike and Osman seems plausible on loan. There you are. Big up team. Big up. Call me Sia. Big up Sia. What's going on? Gyokeres wants to play for Champions League, but I'm sure he thinks he actually wants to get somewhere in the competition. Arsenal not looking good so far. Look, I said it many years ago, Timo. I may be wrong, but I said it many years ago. I think as long as I'm around, I don't think Arsenal are going to win the Champions League. I just don't think they have it. I mean, it could happen. Of course, it could happen. Funny things happen in football, but I just don't think they're going to win the Champions League. I just feel like every time they go up a little bit, another team goes super up, you know? Liverpool is stronger than them now. And now if Liverpool go and buy Isaac, for example, Liverpool are going to be extremely strong next season. And so are Man City. And I do think that Arsenal are going to drop. I think they're going to drop down the league. I really do. Absolutely. Natty. We are also his second choice for Gyokeres. It is also good when we want him a second choice. When we want us a second choice, it is bad to make sense. We are also his second choice for Gyokeres. Is good when we want him as second choice. When he wants us second choice, it makes sense. Look, at the end of the day, didn't Man United want Liam Delap as their first choice player? So we got nobody. We got no leg to stand on in regards to that, haven't we? At the end of the day. Football is not about the love for the football club, sadly, in regards to players. Most of these players do not love the football club. They love their own brand and they love themselves. So at the end of the day, whether they're first, second, third choice, you know what I mean? I would take him all day long because at the end of the day, having Gyokeres up front with Mbeumo and Cunha is an eye to behold. I would love to see that. I would enjoy that. That would be lovely. Kevin, Rasmus Højlund, how much we will get for him to Milan? Big up, Kevin. How you doing, brother? What I would say is that we have to sell Rasmus for about 40 million to comply with FFP and PSR. So are we going to get that amount of money from him? That's the thing. To comply with FFP and PSR, Man United need to get at least 40 million for Gyokeres. So it is a different one. Højlund can't be sold unless we don't have the two strikers minute. We can't even sign one at the moment. Big up, Dabizas. Big up. Absolutely. Probably why your intro meter is class. Oh, thank you, mate. I just rushed that through. Thank you, Ranjit. Big up yourself. People are saying my intro's too long. You know what I mean? I'm going to have to change it because it's too long, apparently. Some people are saying, oh, your intro's too long, Sal. Your intro's too long. But thank you. I'll send you the song if you like the song. Yeah, the song is actually a song for my brother, Reds. It's called Emotional. And very, very produced by my producer, of course. So very good song. All original, you see. Who already owns a... Look, you know what I would say, guys? You know what I say? Look, you know one guy, right? And I've been on his channel before. And he said to me, I don't like people, right, who, when you say I do music, they say, oh, I do music too. I'm like, okay, mate. All right. And then I'll go, what have you done? Oh, I've done this, I've done that. And I'll go, okay, show me. And they send me this video, right? I block them. I block them straight away. Because I'm like, what the F is this? What the F is this? I'm like, what the hell are you sending me? Oh, my God. I will send you the music video if you want. And you... you know what I mean? At the end of the day. Big up, Natty. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Don't get me wrong. Everyone has a path. You know what I mean? What I'm saying, everyone has a path to go. But I was in the music industry. Some people do it. Some people are in it. That's the difference. Sal, so will you be doing watch-alongs next season? Bill, I've been doing watch-alongs all last year. Timo would know. Tybog knows. I've been doing watch-alongs all year. We suffered a lot here. Maybe it's better we have another guy to suffer with us, eh? At the end of the day. Hopefully not. That would be absolutely fantastic, wouldn't it? At the end of the day. There's lots of people talking about Yale, but I would take everything with a pinch of salt this summer. But yeah, there's lots of people talking about it. And what I would say in argument to talk in regard to team talk, right? And team talk have been around a long time, by the way. What I would say about the argument in regards to that is that whilst Gyokeres has not signed a contract for any other football club, it is still a possibility that Gyokeres could sign for Manchester United. It has always been a possibility that Gyokeres could sign for Man United. But if Man United get Gyokeres, don't be surprised if this deal drags and drags and drags. And we're going to drag out to August. Absolutely. Next season, Amrams is checked. We can cook, need players played with the possession, aggression, and solidarity. Absolutely. Absolutely. We do. You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. Big up, Bill. Big up, Bill. Hope you're well. Absolutely. Let me tell you something, Yale. I do my research before I go on here, Yale. I don't just I don't just eat it up. I know that I've told you already last week that Gyokeres has already made his decision. And, he has. And I told you that last week. And I told you that he's going to another football club. And lo and behold, the next day, he's announced that he wants to leave Sporting Lisbon officially. I don't just speak crap. But what I would say is that, and I don't just believe crap. What I would say, I report stuff. So that's what we do on this channel. Right, whether you choose to believe it, whether you don't, there is a possibility that Gyokeres comes to Man United. There's a possibility. Will it happen? Probably not. Probably not. There's a lot of mouths, no action. Do you know what I mean? Bill, big up. Don't write any poll. Abika, I write a poll. Oh, that's my channel, brother. Sorry, man. I'm ready to give Højlund another chance, but not as a starter. Absolutely. Yes, he's young and a professional player. Absolutely. Yes, as backup, big up Ranjit. I think I agree with that one. He needs to work on himself first and work his way back to a starter. Yeah, could be. If we get another striker, though, isn't it? That's what we need to do at the end of the day. Rajat, hey, bro, big up Rajat. How you doing, brother? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Paul, yes, a bench player, in my opinion. There we go. Rajat, did he get a new trim and a haircut? Is it older news to do not know? Yeah, it's old news. It's old news. Yeah. I had a haircut, guys. I had to have a haircut. My hair was too long, guys. It was getting a bit of a mess at the moment. You know what I mean? I'm going abroad next tomorrow, so I won't have time. So I'm going to Italy tomorrow. So watch this space, guys. I will not be live tomorrow, guys. By the way, I'll try when I'm at the airport. I will try my best, but obviously I'm traveling, so I'm going to be traveling all day. I'm going to a couple of countries, so I'm going to be in Italy eventually by Saturday. And I will be reporting from Stretford Post, HQ Italy, on Saturday, guys. So make sure you join me for that normal time in the morning, of course, guys. Absolutely. Dabizas, we United fans, make sure Rasmus hates football too. Just imagine our own players being called as a fraud by some fans. Raja, wait, who is reporting it? It's Trust Me, brother. Yeah, Trust Me, bro. Yeah. No, Team Talk and not Trust Me, bro, Raja. Good morning, Freya. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're well. Long time, my friend. Where you been, man? Where you been, brother? Hope you're doing well. Good morning. Good morning, Denbo. Morning, Sal. Hope you're well. Hope you're well too, brother. Hope you're doing good. What's the Costa links, please? I'm late to the show. Big up, Denbo. Man United are interested in Costa, but unfortunately, the price doesn't interest Man United. 40 million for Costa is a lot of money for a goalkeeper. Unfortunately, I know that we need a goalkeeper, but 40 million is a little bit steep. Now, guys, reminded me, Denbo, the legend, reminded me, right? Manchester United have had scouts. As I said, again, breaking on Stretford Post, we have scouts at the World Club Championship, guys. We do. And one of the players that has been linked to Man United is Botafogo goalkeeper John Victor. John Victor is a 29-year-old player who currently plays for, of course, Botafogo, has been playing at the World Club Championship, has impressed the scouts of Manchester United. He is 29 years old. The key for this transfer is that Man United have valued this player at 5.8 million euros, guys. 5.8 million euros. His market value is about 8 million. So it might be 5.8 million, including incentives. So Man United could quite possibly, do a deal for a player like John Victor, an unknown quantity to some, of course. But the scouts are at the Club America at the moment, looking at various players, which I have said already, and I absolutely agree with that. They should be there looking for the next bargain, because he did start off, old John Victor. It doesn't sound Brazilian, does it? He is a Brazilian player. He did play for the Brazilian under-17s, guys. He did play for them. But old John Victor, is he's an unknown quantity. Let's say that. But 29 years old. He's obviously captured the interest of Manchester United, and Manchester United obviously admire him, which is very, very interesting, of course. But I would much rather do a deal, right, for a goalkeeper, right, for 5-6 million, right? And we believe he's good. than spending 40 million on Costa. I don't believe Costa's worth 40 million as a goalkeeper. By the way, if anyone saw the 3-3 draw between Porto and Man United, you would know why. You know what I mean? What I would say is that Man United need to be shrewd. Man United need to be clever when they're buying a new goalkeeper, in my opinion, because there are goalkeepers out there. You know, we can name loads right now, you know? But the problem is this. The problem is this, guys. Ruben Amorim does like the Portuguese influence. He's Portuguese. He loves the Portuguese influence. And you know what? He wouldn't mind a Portuguese goalkeeper in Costa. It's pretty obvious, isn't it? You know what I mean? That's the thing. Football roots. What's going on? We need strikers like Eteke, cool strikers with a physique. Like Eteke are deadly. I wouldn't say football roots. Big up yourself. Hope you're doing well. Eteke, I wouldn't say he's deadly. Man United need a number 9. Eteke is more of a drifting number 9. He's not really a number 9 that gets you goals like a Osimhen, like a Gyokeres. He's a drifting player. Cuts in from the wing. If you know, we got German people here. We got someone from Frankfurt on this channel, and he explains it very well, Tyborg. And he explains it very well that he is a winger who cuts in. That is not what Man United need. We got the wingers. Like, he's a winger stroke striker. You know what I mean? Like a front 3. So basically cuts in, shoots, that sort of striker. Man United have got those. Man United have obviously got Ahmad. Man United have obviously got other players who could do that job, even Mbeumo and Cunha now. You know, so what Man United need is a physical number 9. And TK is not that. He's not that. He's a different type of player. It's a player that Man United cannot afford to spend 60-odd million because he's not prolific. He's not. And to be honest with you, Man United need prolific, especially in the Bundesliga. If you're not pulling up trumps in the Bundesliga, then how are you going to pull up trumps in the Premier League? But what I would say is that if it was a last chance, if it was a last option, then I might go for it. But no. I'm not even conflicted about Gyokeres. I want him at United, no matter what. I'm very optimistic. Come in, big up Hesty. I hope so as well. Big up everyone, of course. Big up. Denbo, that kid saying Liverpool signing everyone 2 players so far. We've nearly signed 2 players. They signed Florian Wirtz. They've signed Gyokeres. They've signed Frimpong. They signed 3, mate. Yeah, more or less. But most of the deals will be obviously done. We also need a couple of defensive midfielders, also a couple of wing backs. A couple for football roots, man. Are you going to buy them? Bloody hell! Can you imagine getting a couple of midfielders? Never going to happen, unfortunately. Even though we do need it, football roots. I do agree. Randall, what's going on, my friend? I'll be doing well. News on midfielder. Nothing at the moment, my friend. Nothing at the moment. Man United are working on Mbeumo and obviously a striker at the moment. And then we're going to move on to the midfield. Subject to popular belief, a lot of people are saying that when we're working on midfielders and stuff like that, Man United were linked with Richard Rios, but nothing solid in regards to that. Tier 3 journalists were reporting it, which isn't right at the end of the day. But Man United are interested in Richard Rios. He's one of the players that we're interested in. Are we solid in our interest? Have we put a bid in? No, we haven't at the moment. So what Man United are doing at the moment, as it's very well openly known, is Man United are concentrating on the attack. And then after the attack, they're going to concentrate on the goalkeeper. Then I think that they'll concentrate on the midfield and a wing back, of course. Stephen, how many U-turns now? This is absolutely a bit like London's U-turns. Damn, great point, bro. Big up, Rajat. Big up, my friend. Hope you're doing well. I agreed. I think Ghana tries to gain social engagement as much as he gets before he can go. Maybe, but he's not doing himself any good at the moment. The poll asks if Højlund needs a change. Should be a chance. Should be a chance. What the poll says. Yeah, hold on. Let me do that. You're absolutely right. Let me rewrite this poll, guys. Should Rasmus get another chance? There we go. Yes. No. Put him on loan. We should keep him, but loan him out. There we go. I've written it again, guys. Sorry about that. I am rushing the thing and stuff like that. Arsenal all the ways next season. Arsenal all the way. They're not doing nothing next season, mate. I'll tell you that right now. Lies around me. Manchester United are just too big. A Champions League or not. Players want to play. Big up lies around me. Where you been all my life? What's going on? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you again, my bro. Good to see you again. Raja, I would like Ratigi from Atlanta. Young striker is potentially very good. He's very good, Ratigi. I would like him as well, mate. I also wouldn't mind Gonzalo Ramos at Man United. There are strikers out there that Man United could possibly do. Ratigi might be a little bit expensive, of course. Very prolific at Atalanta. Very good. Stephen, that Ederson deal died off really fast. Like, yeah, look, you know what? Ederson, at the end of the day, is speaking to Saudi Arabia. Ederson wants to go to Saudi Arabia. Ederson is attracted by the monies. He wants the monies, guys. Ederson is attracted by the money. So, unfortunately, he's not really looking at going to Man United at the moment. Although, as I said earlier in the show, football can change. And in 1 week, Man United could be interested in Ederson. That could happen, of course. Absolutely. That kid calling, big up. Stephen, Onana off to Everton is a good player. Oh, the Onana, the midfielder. Yes, very good player. I would like him at Man United, Stephen. Very good player. I would like him. I like his attitude. I think he's good. Ederson deal is still there, but Atalanta asking for 80 million and he wants to go to Saudi Arabia. Absolutely. It's not about how much they're asking for. How about Ndidi for 50 million on 1 or 2 years deal? Then maybe, bro. No, mate. No, thank you. Injury prone. Good night, my mentor. Big up, my friend. How you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything is blessed with you, my friend. Good to see you in the chat, my guy. Absolutely. Change the poll to... thank you, Segan. I've done it. Please, we need a striker. Afternoon in Mbeumo. Big up, Anthony. What's going on, my friend? I hope you're doing well. We will get a striker. We will get Mbeumo through the door. And Mbeumo should be a here we go, hopefully today. Hopefully before I travel tomorrow, we get a here we go. That would be a lovely. That would be lovely, of course. I would love that, of course. Absolutely. Big up, Jude. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're good. Natty. Sal, how much it would cost to get Angus Stiller? Probably 30, 40 million, mate. Angus Stiller, I would have thought. Let me see if I'm right. Probably 30, 40 million, mate. I know he's been spoken about a lot on the show. I've spoken about him before, but I have to refresh my memory with these players. I've got so many players. He's only had 6 matches this season. Absolutely. But he has 2 goals. I mean, he hasn't really set the world alight this season. Why has he only had 6 matches this season? Yeah, 45 million market value. So 45 million defensive midfielder, central midfielder. Very, very good player for me. And honestly, I'll be honest with you, Natty, I like him. Let me just write this. I've had a message from a journalist. 1 second. Yeah, sorry, I had to write that one. Rijkaard or Kaka? Kaka. I've seen Kaka in the flesh. Keegan, when you have to justify your legitimacy, it is mad. You have to justify yourself sometimes, mate, because at the end of the day, people don't do their research. What you say is that people will look at you and spread nasty, sinister rumors about you and say that you're not this, you're not that. And then you have to shut them down, don't you? You have to shut them down with evidence, don't you, at the end of the day? And I enjoy that, to be honest with you, at the end of the day, guys. I do. Their club's asking for much money. 80 million is way too much for Ederson. Yeah, very too much. Hey, Albie, what's going on, my friend? How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Really good to see you. Really good to see you, of course. Now, you know what? At the end of the day, you know, what I would say about Stretford Post is this, right? Stretford Post has been about a minute. We have broken a couple of stories, including a Dorgu one. We said we're going to sign Dorgu last August. And we said we're going to get him by the January, if you scroll back. Unfortunately, I don't have a tag. I'm not a journalist tag. But what I would say is that I do work on this every single day. And at the end of the day, this is why I've had some great people on this channel. I've had some really talented people on this channel. And I'm proud of that. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and being a Man United player, fan through and through, as I have been for the last near 40 years, and I can prove it, not just say it like some people. I enjoy doing this, and I enjoy bringing you the news, and I enjoy bringing you the truth because I love this football club. So I don't like. I think by lying that you are connected to the club, or you're like you've got contacts and stuff like that at the club. I think that's disrespectful to the football club, in my opinion, because I believe you're just doing it for clout. I am more respected than a lot of these guys because a lot of these guys are chancers. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. But at the end of the day, what I would say is that my main ambition in life is to see Man United win another trophy, Champions League or Premier League. Again, that is the most important thing for me. It's Man United winning. Man United being successful. That's what I want at the end of the day. Albie. Big up, Albie. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being a member again. Of course, don't forget you can become a member, guys. I will be doing lots of content, especially over in Italy. I've got some great stuff coming up. So, guys, make sure you join the family, of course. Lies around me. United need to go back to buying hard players. King Cantona, Ince, Hughes, Obvious. I think they do. This is why I'm a big fan, Lies around me. You're absolutely right. I think this is why I'm a big fan of the likes of Wharton and people like that, because they actually get their foot stuck in. They actually fight for the badge, if you know what I mean. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I like these sort of players as well. I do. But they're very rare these days. I would say that these type of players are rare these days. They're hard to find, in my opinion, unfortunately. Big up Lies around me, legend of the chat, of course, been around for a long time on Stretford Post, of course. Dabizas, I hope Liverpool loses their time. I mean, at the end of the day, what I would say, Dabizas, is if Liverpool lose the league this time, that will show you a lot about Arne Slot, wouldn't it? Because that will be Arne Slot's team, won't it? At the end of the day, Arne Slot walked into Liverpool with a team already there, just needed to press play. That's all it was, right? He didn't build that team. It was Jurgen Klopp's team, and he did it. Fair play, he did it, but you know what? He didn't have to work like some managers, like a Ruben Amorim would have had to work. Ruben Amorim would have walked into that Liverpool job and won the league as well. You know what I mean? There you go. Raja, if Man United get another centre-back or right wing-back, who do you think get maybe Inácio Diomande? I don't think we're going to get Diomande at the moment. I think Diomande is going to Crystal Palace, Raja. But I don't think Man United need a centre-back. I think Man United need a right wing-back. Centre-backs, we've got Mazraoui, we've got De Ligt, we've got Maguire, we've got Aiden Heaven, we've got Leacher. 5 defenders there, 5 centre-backs there. Let's not forget Luke Shaw could play centre-back. Let's not forget that, okay? Dorgu's has also played there in the past as well. His other clubs, Dalot has also played there in the past as well. We've also got Fredrickson and Kolungi at the football club, Rajat. So I don't think Man United need a new centre-back. I think we've got a lot of good centre-backs at the football club right now. Lenny Yoro. And you know what? I would say that Man United, if we need anything, we need a right wing-back, most importantly, in my opinion. Chadinga, what's going on? I would like to see Gyokeres in the United jersey, but the decision is not clear to us. Which striker would you like Man United to sign? Changiga, my biggest at the beginning of this window, I've been sort of conflicted between Gyokeres and Osimhen, and then Mateta. I think Mateta is very underrated. I think he is. I think he'd be excellent at Man United as an option. But my first choice was Osimhen. But obviously that deal is like very difficult to do, extremely difficult to do. His entourage are difficult to deal with, etc. You know, which is why Napoli don't want to keep him, by the way. You know, so it was Osimhen. I'm conflicted between Osimhen and Gyokeres. Those 2 players are the 2 players that, you know what, I'm obsessed about, so to speak. But I wouldn't mind a Mateta. I wouldn't mind a Mateta, if I'm being honest. Big up, Chadiga, my friend. Good to see you. Even where second choice, get Gyokeres, but then Gostrom, big up yourself. Hope you're doing well. Weren't Gyokeres Man United second choice? We wanted Liam Delap. You know what I mean? Stephen Maguire. Lies around me, there is no players like them anymore. Just Johnny Grab. Yeah, Stephen, I said it there. Absolutely, you're spot on, mate. There are no players like Roy Keane, Steve Bruce, Gary Pallister, Peter Schmeichel anymore. You know what I mean? We used to have 12, 13 players like that. You know what I mean? Not anymore. Call me Sia. Score prediction for the first game against Arsenal. Cunha and Mbeumo Xerxes with a last-minute stunner. You know what I'm going to say, call me Sia? I don't want to make a prediction because I wanted to save that because once the window is done, right? Once the window's done, I'm going to give my prediction on the champions, on the Champions League qualifications. I'm going to have the Europa League qualifiers, the Champions League winners, the Europa League winners. I'm going to do a big prediction, right? And then I'm going to keep that prediction and I'm going to move it. I'm going to save it all the way until end of next season, right? Don't let anyone copy this idea because that's what they're going to do. They sit there and hover, you know. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say what I predicted at the beginning of the season. That's what I'm going to do. and I'm going to give the league prediction. I'm going to have the whole league prediction, and then I'm going to go back to it at the end of the season. But if I was right now, given we have Mbeumo, given we have Cunha, if it was just them two, I think Man United are going to win the game either way. I think Man United will win the game 3-1. Sorry, guys, but I mean, some people laugh at me, but some people say, "Oh, win the game against 3-1 against Arsenal." No chance. I believe so. Absolutely. Natty, I think Højlund will improve with Cunha and Mbeumo behind him, given a chance one season. We hope so, Natty. Save us money, wouldn't it? I love the song. It has some nice beats. A big up Dabizas. I have much better songs than that, mate. If you go to YouTube, type REDZZ, lots of my songs are there. Lots of our songs are there. I co-directed, produced everything. My brother is the rapper. Go and check it out. Reds, REDZZ. You check him out on Apple iTunes song, as well. Big up this channel, always the best. Big up Abdullah, good to see you. Thank you for your compliments, my man. Good to see you. Canvas and Mbeumo are a good start, brother. Skillful and strong players. We're making, this is one thing about it. Cunha and Mbeumo is something that we haven't had in a number of years. Power, aggression. You know what I mean? This is something that we haven't had in a long time. And I'm really looking forward to those players coming to the football club. I really am. The boy, Big Guns. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. The big boy guns. The big boy guns. The big boy guns. Absolutely. Big up. How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Hope everything is well with you. Thank you for joining. Gyokeres wish list. I think we should get both Gyokeres and Vlahovic. It would be awesome. Yeah, it would be if we could afford it. No, we're not doing predictions at the moment, mate. At the end of the day, we are already having Vlahovic, and if you think Arsenal will come top, you're delusional, mate. I like Gulli and some tap dancing. Big up, big up. Stephen, hope so, but we need Mark move fast. Deadwood ASAP. I hope so. I think we're getting moving. I do actually think we're moving a little bit. I do see a lot of action happening at the moment. Liza Rami, haircut looking sick. Thank you so much, brother. Tracky on top looking like 80s retro. Nice work, brother. Your stream's always on point. Thank you, Liza Rami. You're always on point, man. And as usual, as it has been for over a year, big up, Liza Rami. Really appreciate you, brother. And I appreciate this community. You know, I've got some good people. I've got to know some great people in this channel. It's amazing. You know what I mean? That I wouldn't have otherwise known, of course. Arsenal will win a cup. Arsenal, let me tell you right now, I'm not making any predictions, but Arsenal are going to win nothing. Raja, if Paul get Isaac, it's probably over. Damn. I mean, Isaac is a big player, yeah, for them. That would be incredible. They'll be absolutely strong that season. I really do think so. It's hard to see. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's really hard to see anyone competing. Kevin, Lyonnais relegated, which go after both their players. Fofana, of course, we were linked with Fofana, weren't we? You know, why not go after him? If Liverpool get Isaac, it's game over for everyone. It does look that way. It looks bleak, doesn't it, at the end of the day? Man United have got a lot of work to do. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Freya, the idea of having both Jashari and Rios, lovely idea, Freya. Unfortunately, I don't think Man United are going to sign two midfielders, sadly, even though we need it, of course. Jason, what's going on, my friend? Are we doing well? Don't you think we should raid Leon? Jason, I like Fofana. It depends, doesn't it? It depends how much their players are valued at. There's a few players in that Leon squad who I rate. I mean, they did give us a hell of a time in the Europa League, didn't they? Very, very good they did. Fofana, definitely Fofana. Turkey's gone, unfortunately, but Fofana, definitely. I'll probably go after him. He's probably the main one. They have got some decent players there. Man, you should look at it. We're like vultures, innit? We should go after Leon, absolutely. But can you blame us? Big up, Jason. Hesty, can't wait for you to Italy and something big to happen. It's going to happen, guys. It's going to happen. I go Italy every year. You know, I travel and stuff like that. I don't just sit in Thailand and pretend I'm a Man United fan or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Thank you so much, Raja. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Big up everyone, guys. Steve Rebello, good to see you back. Another great show. We just need to get the revenge on all the teams that underestimated us. Come on, Steve. This is the comment. We need to get revenge next season. We need to remind those players who we are and what happened last season, the pain that we endured last season. Under Alex Ferguson, when we used to suffer adversity, we used to use adversity to our strength. Do you remember those days? The good old days, weren't they, at the end of the day? Absolutely. Big up, Sniper Man. How you doing? Sal, do you still want? Of course I do. Absolutely. I do want Gyokeres. Of course I do. Change the name to Big Up Podcast. Big up, Mickey. I always say big up. Don't know. I say big up. Look, these are things I say at the end of the day is one of them. At the end of the day, so I say at the end of the day quite a lot and big up quite a lot. But I was known as Mr. Big Up a long time ago, guys. I used to say big up all the time. Absolutely. Big up yourself. Big up everyone. Absolutely. Guys, thank you so much, guys, for joining me. You're absolute legends. Lollipop. What's going on, my friend? How you doing, Lollipoppy? Lollipoppy. What a name. Is Jashari a solid deal? I don't think Jashari wants to come to Man United, my guy. I really don't. My guy or girl. I don't think he wants to come to Man United. He has his heart set on... it would be lovely, football roots, to have Malik Fofana. That would be brilliant, of course. Absolutely. It's nearly done, my friend Cargo. We're waiting for the here we go, but the deal is done. Absolutely, deal accepted. It's just waiting for the official, the necessity. Coco, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Moda Onana is a top player, Vinny. Shaky right now. I agree with that. Yeah, that one definitely. It's going to happen, mate, anytime soon, Beef Bully. Anytime soon, brother. Anytime soon. Thank you, everyone. Guys. Thank you. Grayo, good morning, my friend, my brother. Morning, brother. Hope you're well. Please, everyone, can you smash the lights? Thank you so much, Grayo. You absolute legend. Much love to you, brother. I hope you're feeling good at the end of the day. Yes, Sal. Press PD. A scummer. He is a scum, mate. Absolutely. I've said that for 30 years. Absolutely. I've said that for 30 years. State of the decline. What's going on? I have a feeling. I like to read new people's comments. Obviously, a new guy in the chat. Big up yourself. State of decline. Hope you're well. I have a feeling about Gyokeres. I feel like no one's scooping him up quick. He's going to be out to prove a point and go on an absolute mad scoring spree. And hopefully, state of decline. Hopefully, that is with Manchester United. Hopefully, that is with Manchester United, of course. I hope so. Absolutely. Absolutely. Big up everyone in the chat. You're absolute legends. Much love to you all. I will be back later. Let me read Chris Jackson. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Morning, Sal. Hope you're not buying a nonsense story from dodgy journalists that Gyokeres still was Arsenal. He has never said we should want to hear from the player before. What I would say, Chris Jackson, is that whilst he's not signed for anyone, there's still a chance in it. Whether it's a small chance, whether it's a big chance, I report the news. I report what's said. In my opinion, until he's signed for a football club, there's always a possibility. If Arsenal sign Sesko, I cannot see Chris Sesko sitting on the bench. Or Gyokeres, so to speak. Absolutely. But big up, Chris. Thank you for joining me. Big up the legend, of course. Thank you so much, brother. Guys, thank you so much. I will be back later on for Chatterbox. Don't forget to join me for that. I don't want you to miss me on that, but don't forget to join me for that. The last show before I'll be broadcasting live from Italy, guys. So, guys, take it easy. Have a great day, night, evening, wherever you're in the world. Don't forget to put your notifications on as well when I go live, because anything could break, can't it? You know what I mean? So, guys, much love to you all. Thank you. Great show. See you soon. Peace.